But the leaders of the blue MAGA cult are back. Joy Behar's back from vacation.
Of course.
So now The View with Whoopi and Joy saying, how dare anybody criticize Joe Biden? I want everyone out there lie on behalf of Joe Biden. Pretend he's young. Pretend he's energetic. Pretend everything you have to do. And Whoopi Goldberg literally said, I don't care if he poops his pants.
It's so ridiculous.
She's saying, let's just do propaganda.
It makes a mockery out of the executive branch. It makes a mockery out of this country.
All right. Well, it's chaos out there. And after years of dividing the country, Democrats have now turned on one another. There is a civil war happening within the Democratic Party about what they're going to do with old demented Joe. Because after the debate performance that he had against Donald Trump, it became impossible to say, oh, well, Biden just has a cold, even though they tried. And to expect people to actually believe it. You even had mainstream media outlets like MSNBC and CNN who usually do absolutely nothing except run propaganda for the Democratic Party. Even they were coming out and saying, hey, look, we need to talk about seeing if maybe we can get somebody to change places with Biden, but I don't really know. And then you have more pragmatic Democrats, which surprisingly enough, in this case, Cenk Uyger and the Young Turks, they are the pragmatic Democrats. They're just out there calling balls and strikes when it comes to this issue of saying, hey, look, I can read a poll. Biden has almost no chance of winning whatsoever. So if we run this guy, we're going to lose. And you are the ones talking about the Democratic Party that have been saying for years and years, well, if Trump wins, it's going to be the end of democracy. Our country will never recover. It may be the last of elections. And then now that you admit that, yeah, Biden's probably not going to win, you just kind of shrug and say, well, what can you do? Well, if you really thought that this guy was going to bring about the end of our form of government, then yeah, you would probably do something. If you actually thought that Donald Trump was a true threat to the republic, you wouldn't just shrug your shoulders like Biden did and said, well, what are you going to feel like if Trump wins and you lose, Mr. President? And he said, well, as long as I gave it my best, I guess that's really all that matters. Look, that's not true. Winning elections is actually important, which is why I hope that they actually do keep President Biden in the race, because President Biden is a walking corpse. He's going to be the easiest person for Donald Trump to beat. It's going to be the best outcome is if we actually allow Joe Biden to run and Trump literally just mops the floor with him because he cannot form a sentence. Americans have seen that. And if at this point they still want to give this guy the nuclear codes and you want this guy, Joe Biden, negotiating on your behalf, there's no helping you at this point. You're just crazy. You're out of your mind if you really think that Joe Biden is prepared to take on other world leaders. If you think that he's capable of negotiating on behalf of Americans in a productive way that's actually going to benefit the citizens of this country, you're just wrong. And most people see that, which is why we're watching in real time Biden's poll numbers just absolutely tank. But the Young Turks bring up a super good point, and that's that if these people really believed it, this isn't what they would do. They would do something else completely. So they've been lying all of this time about how horrible Trump is. Because the reality is that Trump really isn't that bad. So check out Cenk Uyger and Anna Kasparian as they kind of explain things from the Democratic perspective.
I just don't want to hear any more hyperventilating from them about how much of a threat Donald Trump is. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're not actually.
Oh, you know what I got for you, Whoopi and Joy
at all. They're
Mika?
Full of it. Totally full of it. All they do is trade in the politics of fear, coercion, and smear tactics.
You know, as you know what I'm going to say, Anna. This is what I got for Mika, Joe, Joy Behar, and Whoopi Goldberg. A tall glass of shut up juice.
Exactly.
Don't tell me that this is the most important election of our time and then say, I don't care if our candidate poops his pants. Who cares? I don't care if our candidate has 8 out of 10 Americans thinking that he's not mentally healthy enough, that his brain doesn't work enough. I don't care. Let's lose to Trump. Oh, most important election. Democracy's on the line. Well, money. Blue MAGA, I'm your cult leader. Remember, always obey authority and always obey the rich. Oh, look at that. All 4 of them happen to be multi-millionaires.
All right, well, put aside Cenk Uyger's ridiculous performance for a moment because he absolutely is a clown. However, in this one instance, he's 100% correct. Democrats for years, since 2015, so for almost a decade, they've been running around screaming about how horrible Trump is and what the negative consequences are going to be if he's elected. And now they're saying he's a threat to our democracy. He's a threat to our republic. If he's elected, it may be the last election of our lifetimes. Look, none of this is true. It's absolutely ridiculous. And even the Democrats saying this don't believe it. Because if they believed it, they would do everything they could to make sure that Joe Biden wasn't their nominee. So it really does go to show you that, well, obviously they don't believe this because they are not doing anything to actually ensure that they are going to beat Trump in the election. But honestly, I hope that the Democrats run Joe Biden because Joe Biden is the easiest Democrat for Donald Trump to beat. Joe Biden doesn't know which day of the week it is. Joe Biden probably doesn't know which state he's in. And this was made abundantly clear well before the debate. But since the debate, a majority of Democrats don't want Joe Biden to be their party's nominee. So that doesn't really bode well for them whatsoever. And even Democrats are seeing how ridiculous this is when you have his wife going out and talking to him as if he were a toddler. When you have the press going out and saying, oh, he's going to have a big boy press conference. Dude, he's the president. Shouldn't they all kind of be big boy press conferences at this point?
He's going to have a big boy conference. Remember, Joe, you answered every question. You did a good job answering every question. So if you say, oh, you know what, I don't like you guys making fun of Joe Biden. Well, brother, what do you want me to do? The entire party is going to go underwater. You want us to just let it go underwater because of the ego and the selfishness, the narcissism, and the feelings of, let's be honest, Jill Biden more than Joe Biden, because Joe Biden doesn't even know what he's doing anymore. He doesn't even realize he's losing the race. He has no idea he's about to get landslided.
He's aware enough, okay? He's part of the decision. Yes, I agree, Jill Biden is a huge influence, so is Hunter Biden. Who previously, by the way, you know, he had no role in government and he wasn't serving as an advisor to Biden. But now that he is, really, we're gonna have someone.
Yeah, so look, Hunter Biden was doing crack like 3 days ago.
It's crazy.
And he's advising the president to stay in. So the overwhelming majority of Democratic voters are not listened to.
Right.
But the modern artist formerly known as Hunter is making decisions about the world.
Let's give the devil his due on this one because the artist formerly known as Hunter Biden is absolutely hilarious. So that was another good one over there to Cenk, I suppose. But on a more important note, this idea that the Democratic Civil War is winding down and everyone's going to fall in line behind Joe Biden, well, that might be true when it actually comes to what they're saying. But behind the scenes, look, these Democrats know what's going on. And there are only a few Democrats like Cenk Uyger who are actually going out and saying, yeah, this guy's got no chance. What are they even talking about? If we want to win, we have to replace him. And they're not replacing him, it doesn't look like. Or if they do replace him, it's going to be with Joe just kicking and screaming like the toddler he has become. But everybody, that's all I have on this one. If you liked it, go ahead, hit like and subscribe. It helps the show out a lot. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.